here that can hear me. You don't have the right to happiness, but everybody has the right to the pursuit of happiness. And listen, I've come to declare, you can tell what people are pursuing by how they look. You can tell by what I'm chasing by how I'm looking. When people are chasing happiness, you can tell it because they look happy. But when people are chasing mess, when people are chasing misery, you can always tell because misery loves. I wish I had some help in here. He says, you have the right to pursue a happiness. I want you to know that you have the right to go after it. And he says, now I have it all. He says, I have the American dream. I know I might not look like it. He says, I know it might not seem like it, but I have it all. Tell somebody, I have it all. He says, I have it all, because if having it all means life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, as children of God, we have it all, because I have life. Well, how do you know? Jesus said, I've come that you might have life, and that more abundantly. He says, I've got liberty. He says, because the Son has set me free, and whom the Son has set free, he's free. Are y'all gonna help me preach in here? He says, and then I have the right to the pursuit of happiness. He says, well, how do you know you have the right to the pursuit? He says, well, when you're pursuing, you're seeking it. And when I seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, he says, all these things, I wish I had some help in here, all these things will be added unto you. He says, I have it all. Anybody say, I have it all? I have it all. Might be broke right now, but I still have it all. Might not have a mansion right now, but I still have it all. I'm pursuing happiness, chasing happiness. Is there anybody that's pursuing happiness? I'm in hot pursuit of happiness. I'm chasing happiness, almost there. May stumble sometimes, but every time I fall, get right back up and keep on pursuing. I am in pursuit of happiness. He says, I have it all. And he says, you know what? Not only do I have it all, he says, but I'm thankful because when you gave me gifts and when you blessed me, he says there was a sweet fragrance. He says like in roasting on the altar, he says there was a sweet fragrance. And listen, I've come to tell you, sometimes when God gets ready to bless you, before you see it, God has a way of letting you get a taste of what is to come. Whenever I'm hungry, sometimes I can go in the kitchen, and if I don't smell anything, I don't expect anything. But every now and then, I can walk in the house, and there's an aroma all over the room, a sweet fragrance. I might not see what's in there, but I know that it's on the way. Is there anybody in here that I might not be able to see the blessing yet, but I smell a blessing on the way? Is there anybody in here that can say, I don't see it yet. I don't see it yet, but I believe that God is about to do. He says, I don't see it yet, but I believe that he's about to do exceedingly, abundantly, above all we could ask or think. Is there anybody in here that can thank him in advance? I says, anybody in here that can praise him in advance? This shout isn't for what I see, but it's for what I smell. He says, I'm about to lose my mind because our blessing is on the way. It's on the way. Tell your neighbor, say, it's on the way. Can't you smell it? It's on the way. I smell it right now. It's on It's on the way. It's on the way. I wish somebody could believe that in here. It's on the way. I smell a blessing. I've got to go. I've got to go. And so, since you've blessed me so wondrously, since you've given to me out of your poverty, he says, what I want you to know is that my God shall supply all your needs. My God shall supply all your needs according to his riches in glory. Well, notice the dynamic. Because I've been blessed, I'm going to go to the source of my blessing. Whenever you get blessed, what I want to know is not only how you got blessed, but who blessed you. Because if they blessed you, the same one that's able to bless you, able to bless me. So he says, just in case you don't have enough faith for yourself, he says, I'm going to make a deposit on your behalf. He says, my God. He said, I got to make it personal. The same one that blessed me. He says, my God. Is there anybody that can say, my God? Can you say it, make it personal? He says, my God shall. This means beyond a shadow of a doubt. This means there is no way it can't happen. This is for sure. He says, my God shall. But what is he going to do? He says he's going to supply, which is to give you everything that you need. He says, I'm going to make sure that my God shall supply not just some of your needs. He says, Mama, you've been making ends meet long enough. But now I want God to supply all your needs according not to me, because I have limited resources. He says, but according to his riches in glory. Is there anybody in here that can give God praise? He says, I want God to supply all your needs according to his riches and glory. Oh yeah, he says, because you've blessed me out of your poverty. He says, because you blessed me out of your poverty. He says, now my God is going to bless you out of his prosperity. Do I have a witness in here? He said, I want you to know in here that I've been in pursuit of happiness. And he said, I want you to know that I've been chasing this happiness long enough. He said, I want you to know that since I've been chasing after this happiness, I found somebody that can give me that happiness. Yes, he said that I want you to know that I found true happiness, and that happiness is in the Lord. Is there anybody in here that's found that happiness? He says, I want you to know that now that I've got happiness, my goal in life is to make sure that you receive that same happiness.